Hello and welcome to the 2025 Rotary Challenge. I'm Caleb Chevalier, and this year I get to moderate the preliminary rounds of the competition. And if you're unfamiliar with the rules, let's go over those really quick. It is a 3-round competition. The first round, there are points allotted at various amounts for the questions, and the teams will have a chance to answer each of them. And then we get into the second round, the blitz, or some know it as the lightning round, where we will give categories to teams they'll attempt to answer on their own, but the other team can steal if one team does get some of those wrong. Then we go back to round 3, and it operates just like the first, and we add it all up to find out who is our winner based on who scored the most points. We're in for a thrill, so let's see what action we've got in store. And again, thanks for joining us for the 2025 Rotary Challenge. We're going to kick things off with a great matchup today. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. We've got Mcgregor and Waco here on the table, and we're going to get things started with the preliminary rounds, of course. And best of luck to you teams as you try to venture your way further into the bracket this evening. You all are aware of the rules? All right, and we will begin now. For 15 points, this company's CEO, Kelly Ortberg, faced a rejection of a labor contract to end a strike due to a lack of a pension plan. Dave Calhoun was formerly CEO of what plane company that manufactures the 737? Mcgregor?
Boeing.
That is correct. For 5 points, what man who attempted to pursue the 2024 Republican presidential nomination against Donald Trump is the governor of Florida? Mcgregor?
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis, yes. All right, teams. For 5 points. Chris Moneymaker popularized this activity after winning the World Series of it in 2003. A full house and royal flush. Mcgregor?
Poker.
That's correct. For 20 points. What man who created America's first aquarium, employed performers like Tom Thumb, and supported Jenny Lind, founded a circus known as the greatest show on earth?
Christopher Lynn Barnes. Or Christopher Barnes.
That is incorrect. I'll start from the top. What man who created America's first aquarium, employed performers like Tom Thumb, and supported Jenny Lind, founded a circus known as the greatest show on earth, and supposedly said a sucker is born every minute? We're looking for P.T. Barnum. It's Phineas Taylor Barnum. For 10 points. What California representative preceded Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House? Time's up. That is Nancy Pelosi. For 15 points. By Noether's theorem, this law results from time-invariant Lagrangian, and it forms the first law of thermodynamics. What law prohibiting the existence of perpetual motion machines states that the energy of a closed system is constant?
Law of entropy?
Incorrect. Would you like me to read that one again?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, I think we're going to pass on that one. We're looking for conservation of energy. We've had a few questions in. Judges, can we get a brief score check? Okay, we have Mcgregor 40, Waco 0, and that's where we stand after about 10 questions. Moving on in round 1. For 20 points, Chelsea Manning sent this person the Iraq war logs and Afghan war diary. Name this Australian activist who founded WikiLeaks. Julian Assange. That's Julian Assange. For 5 points. The first celebration of this day was encouraged by Gaylord Nelson. Name this April 22nd holiday which celebrates environmental protection. Mcgregor.
Earth Day?
That is correct. All right, for 10 points. Unusually, ice has a lower value for this property than liquid water, which is why it floats.
Density?
Mcgregor. Density is what we're looking for, yes. For 10 points, this country's judicial reform laws have provoked mass protests against its Likud government. What country currently occupies the West Bank and is led from Jerusalem? Mcgregor?
Israel?
That's Israel. For 5 points. This figure collected coins placed in the mouth of deceased Greeks and Romans. What figure carried souls across the river Styx?
Chiron?
Judges, is that acceptable? We'll take, yeah, Karen. Or I may actually have the pronunciation wrong.
I don't know.
It's one, yes, but that's
I know
acceptable.
how to spell it.
4, 10 points. What city was the site of numerous SAG-AFTRA strikes that targeted Hollywood film studios? Mcgregor.
Los Angeles?
It is Los Angeles, yeah. No need to overthink that one, it's LA. 4, 20 points. If January 1st is a Monday, what day of the week is February 18th? Buzzing in Mcgregor.
Wednesday?
It is not Wednesday.
Oh, not buzz.
We'll try that again. Yes, Waco.
Thursday?
It is not Thursday. We're looking for Sunday.
Oh.
Sunday is the answer. For 15 points, calculate 32 to the 3/5 power. Mcgregor.
8.
It is 8. Hold on. For 10 points, calcium carbonate is the scientific name for what product used to write on blackboards? Oh, we got Waco.
Chalk.
It is chalk. Well done. And Waco, you are on the board. For 15 points, Amy eats 2/5 of a pizza. What fraction of the original pizza is left after Sammy?
Oh.
Mcgregor.
1/3.
It's 1/3.
Yes.
What fraction of the original pizza is left after Sammy eats 4/9 of the remaining slices? All right, you got 1/3. Well done. For 20 points, the derivative of what quantity's flow type is found on the left-hand side of the Cauchy momentum equation and is always tangential to centripetal acceleration?
I got no clue.
As a meteorologist, I love this one. This is velocity that we're looking for. All right, for 15 points, this pianist, whose band preceded Cab Calloway's at the Cotton Club, popularized a Billy Strayhorn standard titled For a Route to Harlem. Name this jazz pianist behind Take the A Train, known by a noble nickname. That's Duke Ellington. You may know Duke Ellington as the jazz pianist. For 10 points, in this movie named after a song from the Beatles' self-titled album, The Mona Lisa is Burnt. Name this movie starring Daniel Craig in his second appearance as Benoit Blanc, which is directed by Rian Johnson as an exclusive for Netflix.
Here Comes the
Mcgregor.
Sun?
Pardon?
Here Comes the Sun?
That is incorrect. Waco, would you like me to reread that?
Yes.
All right, I will start from the top. In this movie named after a song from the Beatles' self-titled album, The Mona Lisa is Burnt. Name this movie starring Daniel Craig in his second appearance as Benoit Blanc, which is directed by Rian Johnson as an exclusive for Netflix.
Yesterday?
It's not Yesterday, it's actually Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery. All right, for 5 points. This woman attended the University of Iowa before being taken first overall in the 2024 WNBA draft. Mcgregor.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. Yes, she's on the Indiana Fever now. For 10 points. These machines are used with molds in the shaping processes of jollying and jiggering. These machines can be manually powered with kick pedals, which are used to throw a certain material. Name these machines used to shape clay into vases.
A
Mcgregor.
potter's wheel?
That's a potter's wheel, and it appears that we have run out of time for round 1. As we conclude round 1, can we get a score check, judges?
McGregor with 125, Waco with 10 points.
McGregor, 125, Waco 10. We've got the light or blitz round coming up, though, so there's plenty of points to steal and an opportunity for this to be definitely a closer game as we get into round 2, and we'll be doing that after a word from our advertisers.
At Daniel Stark, we work hard. If you're a true Texan, working hard comes with the territory.
Here you go, Danny.
True Texan right here.
We train hard. Winning, it doesn't come easy. You have to practice, you have to commit.
And we lawyer hard.
Good thing, too. You need a law firm that gets to know your unique story and what it takes to help you get your life back to normal.
Daniel Stark, we lawyer hard.
And we're back to the 2025 Rotary Challenge, and we're getting things into the Blitz round with Mcgregor and Waco. And before I get into that real quick, just want to take a moment to kind of get introduced to our teams. I want to start with Mcgregor. If we could start from the end of the table and work my way, if you all could introduce yourselves.
My name is Jared Ray.
I'm Maria Sunshine.
Mackenzie Hamilton.
Madeline Hamilton.
Thank you all for being here. And Waco. Start from the end and we'll introduce yourself to the front.
I'm Luke Hammerly.
Hi, I'm Emma Snyder.
I'm Addison Rourke.
I'm Brooks Bronstein.
Wonderful. All right. And we've got a lot of game to go, so this can pan out in any way. Quick reminder of the rules here as we go into the Blitz round. With Waco being the trailing team, I'm going to offer them 3 categories. They will choose one. They will attempt to answer the questions within the allotted time. It's 1 minute. And those that they don't get, though, keep in mind, be listening for those because you will have a chance to steal, and then we will reverse that process again for the Blitz. All right, Waco, so you have the option of choosing between these 3 categories. Starts with the letter S, the Constitutional Convention of 1787, and musical instruments.
We're gonna do musical instruments.
I love that. All right, musical instruments is the choice. Again, we're going to get through as many of these as we can in 1 minute. Let's get 1 minute on the clock and go. 4-stringed instrument, smaller than a bass and larger than a viola, that is part of a string quartet.
Violin.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Yeah, and you won't need to buzz in for this one. Just give me the answers. Large upright instrument with 47 strings plucked by hand.
Cello.
Incorrect. Rectangular wind instrument with several holes in which air is directed in or out, also called the mouth organ.
Pass.
Okay. Woodwind instrument, half the size of a standard transverse flute.
Pass.
Okay. Bluegrass instrument with a thin membrane stretched over a circular body.
Oh my gosh. The banjo.
Banjo. Large hemispherical drums, 4 of which are used in a standard orchestral setup.
Pass.
All right. Long cylindrical Australian Aboriginal wind instrument, played by vibrating, and that is out of time. All right, team, so you got one of those correct, and we're going to attempt to get through the ones that you passed on, and we're maybe getting to the others in that set for Mcgregor. So it's going to work the same way. You're going to have that ability to steal these. 1 minute is going to go on the clock. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, let's get those 60 seconds on the clock and go. 4-stringed instrument, smaller than a bass and larger than a viola, that is part of a string quartet.
Ukulele.
We're looking for cello. Large upright instrument with 47 strings plucked by hand.
Harp.
Harp. Rectangular wind instrument with several holes in which air is directed in or out, also called the mouth organ.
Marimba.
Harmonica. Woodwind instrument, half the size of a standard transverse flute.
Piccolo.
Piccolo. Large hemispherical drums, 4 of which are used in a standard orchestral setup.
Pass.
Okay. Long cylindrical Australian Aboriginal wind instrument played by vibrating one's lips and using circular breathing.
Oboe.
Didgeridoo. I'm going to give you all the selection of the other 2, and then of course Waco will have the chance to steal for any of those remaining questions. You all may choose between starts with the letter S and the Constitutional Convention of 1787.
We would like the letter S.
The letter S. Things that start with the letter S. All right, so this is going to work the same way. Let's get those 60 seconds on the clock, and we'll go. Superhero, played by Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
This is just for you all. Yes, Spider-Man. Beethoven's 14th for piano is called the Moonlight One.
Sonata.
Sonata. Leader of the Soviet Union from 1924 to
Stalin.
1953. Stalin is correct. Mythological figure who pushes a boulder up a hill only
Sisyphus.
to watch it. Sisyphus. River that French President Emmanuel Macron promised to swim in before the Paris Olympics.
Celine.
I don't think we can accept that answer. Polytheistic Japanese religion whose deities include Amaterasu.
Psych or thick.
Incorrect. California University, where Philip Zimbardo ran his infamous prison experiment.
Stanford.
Stanford. Phase transition from solid to gas with no liquid state in between. Okay, so we will see if we can pick that question up for Waco. All right, guys, so Waco, you do have a few questions we can steal in addition to a few questions there at the end that we did not get to. So we'll see if you guys can grab those in 60 seconds. So it's going to work the same way. We'll put those 60 seconds on the clock. Are we ready? Pardon, Emily? Okay. Oh, that's right. You all are going to be untimed for this because this is basically just your steal opportunity. But let's see if you can get some of these. So we're going to start with where we left off with the questions they did not get. See if you can give me these. River that French President Emmanuel Macron promised to swim in before the Paris Olympics.
Pass.
That is the Seine. Polytheistic Japanese religion, whose deities include Amaterasu.
Shintoism?
Pardon?
Shintoism?
Incorrect. Shintoism is what we're looking for there. Phase transition from solid to gas with no liquid state in between.
Oh my gosh. Saturation.
Sublimation. All right, so we've concluded the blitz round for both teams. My mistake earlier on, apologies for that. But let's get where we stand with the scores now that we've completed that round.
Mcgregor with 195 and Waco with 30.
We have Mcgregor with 195. We have Waco with 30. This is when we enter round 3, and again, it's going to operate like round 1. Let's see if we can even some of those scores as we get into the next round. We're going to do that right after this break.
The deals are real at Colleen Auto. We have just the Ford you're looking for. Trucks, SUVs, or something in between. Come check out our amazing, newly built and open Colleen Hyundai store. Find a sleek Volkswagen at Colleen Volkswagen. We have over 300 used to choose at Colleen Certified, including many options under 20 grand. Ford, Hyundai, Volkswagen, or used, the deals are real at Colleen Auto. ColeenAuto.com.
We're back through the 2025 Rotary Challenge, and we're joined by two great teams. We've got Mcgregor and Waco joining us here in the preliminary round, one of a few preliminary rounds, of course, with several schools from around the region. Before we get into round 3, again, I just want to double check those scores. Can you give those to me again?
Yes, Mcgregor with 195, Waco with 30.
With 30? 30. Okay, so we got 195 for Mcgregor and Waco at 30, and we're getting into round 3 where anything is possible. So let's see how this goes. Teams, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's enter round 3. For 15 points, this justice was nominated in 1981 by Ronald Reagan. Name this first female Supreme Court justice. Mcgregor.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
Incorrect. Would you like me to reread that question?
Yeah, we'll pass.
Pass. Okay, we're looking for Sandra Day O'Connor. For 10 points, T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland, opens by calling this period of time the cruelest month. The name of this month is derived from a Latin word meaning to open. Name this spring month with only 30 days. Mcgregor.
April.
April. 30 days, half September, April, June, and November. For 5 points, in this state, the top quark was discovered using the Tevatron particle accelerator at Fermilab. In what Midwest state did Enrico Fermi create the first self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction under a football field at the University of Chicago? Mcgregor.
Ohio?
Incorrect. Would you like me to read the question, Waco?
Yes,
We're discussing it. All right, I'll reread that. In this state, the top quark was discovered using the Tevatron particle accelerator at Fermilab. Yes, Waco.
Illinois?
That is Illinois. It's University of Chicago. It's got to be Illinois.
I was thinking Cincinnati, okay?
All right, I'll give you that. Not the points, but I see where you're coming from. For 15 points, this force is proportional to the density of a fluid and the cross-sectional area of an object, causing an object to reach terminal velocity. For an airplane, this force opposes thrust. Name this force that opposes an object's motion through a fluid. We're looking for drag force there. That is drag force. For 20 points, what painter explored her identity as a Mexican woman in many self-portraits? Waco.
Frida Kahlo.
That's correct. Well done. For 10 points, this country was the 4th to successfully land on the moon, doing so near the lunar South Pole in August of 2023. What country's Chandrayaan-3 mission cost around 6 billion rupees? Mcgregor.
India?
India, yes. We're not talking about The Legend of Zelda, it's rupees, but yes, India is what we're looking for there. For 20 points, name this policy opposed by Nelson Mandela, who was elected president of South Africa after its abolition. McGregor.
The caste system? Oh,
Incorrect. Waco, would you like to buzz in on that?
The water system.
What we're looking for is apartheid.
Okay.
For 10 points, this former Chicago Bull had numerous tantrums in practice with both Minnesota and Philadelphia. What basketball player led the Miami Heat to losses in 2020 and the 2023 NBA championships? McGregor.
Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler. I'm told that Jimmy Buckets is also an acceptable answer, but Jimmy Butler, yes. For 5 points, these clothing items were pioneered after a businessman added copper rivets to work pants. Name these blue denim pants popularized by Levi Strauss. Waco.
Jeans.
Those are jeans. For 20 points, you might want to break out some pens and paper for this one. Find the measure in degrees of the other angle in a pentagon if 4 of its angles each measure 95 degrees. Waco.
95.
Incorrect. That would be tough to get one this time. We are looking for 160. 160 degrees is the answer there. For 5 points, this former Tennessee Volunteer won the 2018 Offensive Rookie of the Year over Kareem Hunt. What NFL player who had a 6-touchdown game on Christmas 2020 is a running back for the New Orleans Saints? McGregor.
Alvin Kamara.
That is him. Great on fantasy, by the way. For 15 points, galleons named for this Asian city made an annual trip from Acapulco to this largest city on Luzon. George Dewey won a naval battle in what capital of the Philippines? That's Manila. Manila is the capital of the Philippines. For 10 points, in this body of water, a warship named the Moskva sank in April of 2022 after being struck near Odessa. Name this sea that surrounds most of the Crimean Peninsula, and it shares its name with a color.
Black Sea.
McGregor. Pardon?
Black Sea.
Black Sea. For 20 points. At a funeral in this play, the dog Blue is sung about by a character who had earlier been denied a football scholarship, Corey. Name this play in which the title structures are built by the garbage man Troy Maxon, written by August Wilson. Fences. The work there is Fences. For 5 points, a senator from this state gave the longest filibuster in American history against the 1957 Civil Rights Act. Name this home state of John Calhoun and Strom Thurmond that was the first state to secede from the Union.
South Carolina.
It is South Carolina. For 5 points, this person founded the advocacy group Mayors Against Illegal Guns. Name this billionaire who banned trans fats in large soda bottles as mayor of New York. Also been a presidential candidate in the past. It was Michael Bloomberg. Before we get too deep into the rest, let's get a score check from the judges.
McGregor with 245 and Waco with 60.
We have McGregor at 245, Waco at 60. As we move on here in round 3. We are, I believe, under 3 minutes at this point. For 5 points, many works of the Blue Rider movement were denounced as degenerate art in an exhibit at Munich under what country's Nazi regime? McGregor. Germany. For 10 points, this man's half-brother was killed in 2017 with the nerve agent VX at Kuala Lumpur Airport. Name this friend of former NBA player Dennis Rodman, who is the supreme leader of North Korea. McGregor.
Kim Jong-un.
Kim Jong-un. For 10 points, this artist references John Lennon and Bob Dylan in a song that describes the grounding of a foot uncompromising. What man sings about taking his coffee black and his bed at 3?
Hozier.
Yes, that's Hozier. We're looking for Hozier there. For 10 points, Bach's Toccata and Fugue in D minor was composed for this instrument. The phrase, pull out all the stops, refers to the stops on this instrument which controls its pipes. Name this large keyboard instrument. McGregor.
Organ.
We can accept that one? Okay, yeah. Pipe organ more specifically, but we'll take organ there. For 15 points, a bronze depiction of this figure shows him nude with his foot on a vanquished enemy's head. Donatello and Michelangelo both sculpted versions of what slayer of Goliath? McGregor. David. For 20 points, after being rescued by her husband, this character is forced to undergo a trial by fire to prove her loyalty. Name this woman who Ravana kidnaps in the Ramayana. Sita. For 15 points. What element, 3 atoms of which are found in a compound used in airbags and is also found in toluidine, makes up 78% of the atmosphere?
Nitrogen.
McGregor, pardon?
Nitrogen.
Nitrogen is the one. We've got 1 minute left, teams, for 10 points. This state's attorney general was impeached but acquitted in 2023. What state, whose attorney general is Ken Paxton, is governed? McGregor?
Texas.
We live in Texas, and that is correct. For 10 points. In one song, this artist states, I ain't easy, I ain't sleazy, and I be up in the gym just working on my fitness. What former member of the Black Eyed Peas released Glamorous and Big Girls Don't Cry?
Black Eyed Peas.
No. Incorrect. McGregor, would you like me to reread that?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. In one song, this artist states, I ain't easy, I ain't sleazy, and I be up in the gym just working on my fitness. What former member of the Black Eyed Peas released Glamorous and Big Girls Don't Cry?
Is it Fergus? Or Fergie?
Incorrect. We'll have to take Fergus as your first answer, but it's Fergie that we are looking for there. And that wraps it up. We are all out of time. Judges, can we get a final tally on that round?
This is really embarrassing.
Okay, so we have McGregor at 320, Waco at 60 points. First, I want to say congratulations to you all for making it to this step. I know you prep and study went into this, and it's congratulations to McGregor as they move on beyond that preliminary round. We'll have to see who awaits you here next in the bracket. But again, well done to both teams, and certainly wishing you well as you go forward into your future competitions. That's going to do it for this one, and be sure to stay tuned for more of the 2025 Rotary Challenge. You can catch those Saturday nights on Channel 25, and there's so much more action that you can catch between some great local teams across Central Texas and the surrounding areas. That's going to do it for this one. We'll see you next time on the 2025 Rotary Challenge.
At Daniel Stark, we work hard. If you're a true Texan, working hard comes with the territory.
Here you go, Danny.
True Texan right here.
We train hard. Winning, it doesn't come easy. You have to practice, you have to commit.
And we lawyer hard. Good thing, too. You need a law firm that gets to know your unique story and what it takes to help you get your life back to normal. Daniel Stark, we lawyer hard.
The deals are real at Colleen Auto. We have just the Ford you're looking for. Trucks, SUVs, or something in between. Come check out our amazing, newly built and open Colleen Hyundai store. Find a sleek Volkswagen at Colleen Volkswagen. We have over 300 used to choose at Colleen Certified, including many options under 20 grand. Ford, Hyundai, Volkswagen, or used, the deals are real at Colleen Auto. ColeenAuto.com.